When you think of ancient kingdoms, what comes to mind? Rome? Greece? Maybe the British Empire. But there's an entire continent, rich with history, innovation, and empire, that's often left out of the textbooks. Today, we're diving deep into the hidden legacy of Africa's greatest forgotten kingdoms. Stories of wealth, warriors, scholars, and cities that rivaled anything the ancient world had to offer. This is the history you were never taught. For centuries, the narrative of African history has been distorted or simply erased. Colonialism didn't just steal land and resources, it buried stories. Stories of empires more organized than medieval Europe. Kings who ruled over millions. Trade networks that stretched from the heart of Africa to the Silk Road. And yet, many of us never hear a word of it in school. But history remembers. And today, so will we. Let's start with the Kingdom of Kush, Egypt's powerful neighbor to the south. You've heard of the pharaohs, but did you know that at one point, Egypt was ruled by black pharaohs from Kush? The 25th dynasty, known as the Kushite dynasty, saw African kings rule over all of Egypt. They built temples, mastered ironwork, and constructed more pyramids than Egypt ever did. That's right, Sudan has more pyramids than Egypt. Yet most of us have never even heard of them. Fast forward to the 14th century. Enter Mansa Musa, the Emperor of Mali, and the richest human being to ever walk the earth. On his famous pilgrimage to Mecca, Musa gave away so much gold that he crashed the economy of cities along the way for years. But Mali wasn't just rich in gold. It was a center of learning. Timbuktu held libraries and universities that attracted scholars from across the Islamic world. Picture this, a West African city where people read, wrote, and debated ideas centuries before the printing press even reached Europe. Travel south, and you'll find the ruins of Great Zimbabwe, a massive stone city that once housed up to 20,000 people. No mortar, just perfectly placed stone blocks stacked dozens of feet high. It was the center of a powerful kingdom that traded gold, ivory, and goods with Arabia, India, and China. But when European explorers stumbled upon it in the 19th century, they refused to believe Africans had built it. They claimed it must have been Phoenicians or lost Hebrews, anyone but Africans. Why? Because the truth threatened the colonial myth. Next, let's talk about the Benin Empire, not to be confused with modern-day Benin. Located in present-day Nigeria, Benin was a sophisticated kingdom ruled by the Oba, a divine king. Its people were master artists, producing intricate bronze sculptures that captured royalty, warriors, and scenes of everyday life. When British soldiers looted the royal palace in 1897, they stole thousands of these bronzes. Many are still in European museums today. Benin wasn't just rich in art. It had city planning, diplomacy, and advanced governance centuries before its contact with the West. So why don't we learn this in school? Because controlling history is a form of power. When you erase a people's past, you control how they see themselves and how others see them. But the truth is, Africa was never a land of silence waiting to be discovered. It was a continent of innovation, civilization, and empire. And it still is. Knowing this history isn't just about correcting the record. It's about restoring pride, challenging stereotypes, and reshaping the narrative for future generations. Africa's history is deeper, richer, and more complex than most of us were ever told. The Kingdom of Kush, the Empire of Mali, Great Zimbabwe, the Benin Empire. These aren't just names, they're legacies. And now that you know, what will you do with that knowledge? Because history isn't just about the past. It's about power. It's about identity. It's about the future. If this opened your eyes, share it with someone else who needs to hear it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more untold history from around the world. Until next time, stay curious.